Hello, my friend. How are you today?
I'm good. I was totally not paying attention there. It was just as usual, just zoning out a little bit. But I'm good. It's good. I'm happy to see you. It's a Friday. Yeah, I had to look at my wall. Friday. Yeah. How about you?
Why can't I look at your wall?
No, I said I had to look at my wall just to make sure that it was
Oh,
Friday because I have our list over here of who we are having on with us, and I know when it's a Monday, a Wednesday, or Friday because Mondays and Fridays we're together, and then on Wednesdays on Clubhouse I'm with a group of women in ed tech leadership, and we have a 5 p.m. Eastern discussion every week, and so I at least know those 3 days for sure to keep
that
it kind of
is
straight.
really so cool that you have embraced Clubhouse so much. I
Yeah.
have, I'm there, I'm on it, but yeah, I want to thank anybody who's watching. Happy Teacher Appreciation Week. I had a great week. So my husband took me out on Wednesday. I got dressed up, to go eat tacos because I told him, didn't get dressed up to eat hot dogs. So he took me out, and it was a good dinner.
That is
But
good.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing you. And just, are we doing any giveaways today, or are we just going to appreciate everybody with our words?
Well,
We're
we are in I guess a sense going to be indirectly doing some giveaways. And when I say that, I mean it's not
Ooh.
totally, well, kind of like I'm part of one of them, but there are some, we'll talk about that with teacher appreciation of things that are going on, but there's a lot of different like ed tech companies and organizations that are out there doing a lot of these fun teacher appreciation giveaways. And one of them involves some of my books that are being given away. So that's always fun. But it's just been a lot of fun to see what's been happening for Teacher Appreciation Day or week or month, or maybe for not just teachers, all educators. I mean, it's a time to really
Yes.
recognize one another and to thank each other for the support and everything. And yeah, so we'll talk about that a little bit later. So, but we can always, make that part of our shows, like give something away. I have some random
Well,
props here I could send to somebody.
don't you even send those props away. I sent you those props.
I'll keep
I
this
was
one.
giving you props.
This one's not disappearing. Yeah. So
No, I would give my book away, but I couldn't give it away to anybody on Monday. So I'm not even going to go down that route again. That was a little embarrassing, but who cares?
no,
Anyway, oh,
I
but
couldn't give away the iTunes card. That took a while.
and I just want to say I'm so excited, and I sent you the manuscript of my new children's book,
And I
and
read
we're
it.
not going to reveal the name, but that probably was the best thing. I came home yesterday, so we were all in the car, but the kids were fighting, and I got inspired by their fight. And but I can't wait to talk about that later on when it's more developed. And I'm so excited. But I
Yeah.
love writing, and I saw that you posted a blog about how teachers should be writing, and I think it's so therapeutic. We'll talk about that too. Tell us, though, we have a good show. We have another amazing human being, educator, leader, administrator on our show today. Why don't you introduce him to us?
Yeah. Well, I get to introduce everybody anymore. No, yeah. So I actually got to meet Ryan in person. I'd known Ryan for a while just through Twitter, like as with everywhere. But then we went to the Teach Better conference in Ohio, and that was I think it was in November of 2019. And so there were a lot of great, amazing educators there that joined in and some authors. And so it was very nice to get to spend time with Ryan at that conference when we were actually still at an in-person event. So just been following him, with joining the chats that he had on Wednesday nights. And yeah, it's just great to have him here to round out our Teacher Appreciation Week. So welcome, Ryan. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. I'm glad that we were able to finally connect and make this happen. So thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so glad too, because this is like I get to meet you for the first time, and this will be our face to face. Okay, this is has to count in this
Hey,
day and age.
yeah, that's the reality of the world we live in today, right? This is how people hang out. So this is just another casual Friday night,
It is. Yeah, right. Oh,
And he
gosh.
says night, but he's a West Coaster like me, so we're
Yeah.
still a lot earlier in the day. Like you're going through dismissal. Ryan, tell us a little bit about like your school year and how it's kind of, just anything. Tell us anything about you, actually.
Yeah, so I'm the proud principal of Highlands Elementary School. We're located in the East Bay, San Francisco Bay Area, Northern California. We have been 100% distance until March, where we brought students back 2 days a week in the afternoon. So we have two different cohorts where we run from 12:30 to 2:55. And yeah, I said night because Rachelle's, all her invitations say, 6 p.m.
Right.
Eastern Standard Time, which I'm like, oh, that's not the same time here,
Yeah,
but okay.
right.
So we're rolling with it. And, so I've been a principal here for 5 years. We're doing a lot of amazing things. My staff is amazing. And, we, along with that, I have 4 kids at home. So I've been able to, I've been able to go through that as well and see the struggles of being a parent through distance learning. And I have a wide range of ages in my house. My oldest is in 8th grade and my youngest is in 2nd grade. And then I have a daughter in 5th and a son in 7th. So I've been able to see the different levels and kind of use that perspective to help my staff, but also help my community and help my parents really make the best out of it.
I love that. Gosh.
So busy.
I know.
Holy cow.
It really, but I love that you're talking about community like that. You're my kind of people. There's a reason why I'm following you on Twitter. So what are some of the big takeaways like from this year that have, or maybe just one that like just really sits on you as a dad or administrator or combined?
Well, I think if you look at public education and think about a long time ago, there was a strong sense of community at our schools and a strong sense that parents were part of the process, part of the learning process. And then we went through a period of time where it was like the education piece was the school's job, right? And the home piece was for the parents. And what this has really brought back to the forefront of in education is the relationship between home to school, the partnership. And I think that if we've had to do a lot of work to rebuild that partnership and to get buy-in from our community, get buy-in from our parents, and to help them help their child be successful. And I think that that's something that we have to continue and really pick up the momentum that we've already created and keep that, because we know there's not enough time in the day. We talked about this prior to this show starting, that teachers have a lot on their plate. And and that plate isn't getting larger, but the amount of food that we put on that plate is getting more and more, right? And things are going to slide off, and so we need other plates around it to be able to catch that food so we can continue to eat. And so really, I think having those parents be that support network, but it's not intuition. I mean, you and we have 4 or 5 kids, so we're right in there. Not everybody, and we're in education. Not everybody has that background, and if you talk with parents, people either had a really good experience at school or they had a negative experience at school. Not a lot of the time it's not like, oh, it's just okay. There's some things in there, and we need to work with our parents, provide them the tools that they need in order to help support their children, and which then supports us as educators as well.
Agreed. I love it. Amen.
Amen.
I need to get one of these signs that says amen. Yes, I totally agree. I'm right there with you. And we kind of talked a little bit about this before the show, but I feel like when we talk about teacher appreciation, like it just hit differently this week or this year. I don't know how y'all felt about that, but I just felt like teachers were just too busy to really care that much. A lot of the companies are doing great, and Rachelle, you're going to tell us, but I just feel like there's just too much to do to stop. And parents are doing lovely things for the most part in elementary. I don't know about our high school friends, about, their gift giving or whatever, if they get it. But anyway, what do you guys think about teacher appreciation this week? Or who do you want to appreciate today? We could just talk about that.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think that if I started listing the people I'd want to appreciate today, I probably wouldn't stop for the couple hours. But, I want to give a big shout out to my staff here at Highlands. I think that this year has challenged them in ways that when they got into this profession, they never thought they'd be challenged. And I think they've grown in some amazing ways. And I just appreciate the fact that they have put students first. And I think that has been the key. This year, the Teacher Appreciation Week, I agree with you. It has a total different feel to it. And I think that probably is hit and miss depending on where you are in the country and what model you're currently in, whether or not you're hybrid, if you're full in person or you're in distance learning. But I know my teachers, we're finishing school June 2nd. We're in the middle of state testing. We're in the middle of wrapping up our end of the year assessments, so then we can do articulation. There is no time to even stop and breathe right now. And I know that everybody's feeling that pressure. We've decided in our district to roll out 100% of summer school at all of our sites. So we finish up school June 2nd. We start summer school June 7th, and we keep rolling from there. So the end of the school year is coming, but we're ready to just ramp it back up. But really, I appreciate every educator out there. I know when I say educator, I mean from the custodian to the superintendent. This year has not been easy for anybody. And I think that education is a team sport. And without everybody working together, we're not going to be moving forward.
Yes, totally agree. I just want to say that y'all are rad. Everybody in the school system and the school community, parents, librarians, nurses, we appreciate you. You guys are amazing. Yes. And Rachelle, you've got a lot of people to appreciate today.
Well, I do. Like one thing is definitely the teachers, not just teachers in my school, but it's our PLN, people who've been joining in on Thrive and just sharing resources and offering ideas and support and everything all year. And so that's just been great. Also, there are a lot of, we had a conversation the other day talking about what day, I can't even think of what day it was. It might've been Wednesday, talking about, what we're thankful for with technology and so forth in education. And I just said, I'm really thankful for having all of these different spaces that we can connect and learn together, especially in this past year where we haven't been able to go to different conferences. And so that was my kind of takeaway, is like, yeah, I love the tech because I can see people, I can interact, I can learn. And so I was appreciating that. But thinking about just this week, I know I've been hearing different schools saying, they're bringing in lunch for teachers, or administrators were going in and covering teachers' classes for like 10 minutes and told them to go out and take a walk outside or to do all of these different things. And I thought, like, yeah, those are awesome. I mean, who doesn't love some chocolate or cookies or a lunch? Like PTOs are providing those too. But somebody asked, how do you feel about some of the companies that are providing, doing contests and things? And I love doing contests. I think, like, why not? When you can win things, it's fun. But I really like them whenever the prizes are valuable, because for me to grow professionally or speaking of great technology, that's good. It's totally good. So as it catches every time, it never fails. I don't know what it is.
I didn't hear that last bit. Yeah, faces are the best.
Oh my gosh! And I'm still frozen, right?
You're frozen, but you look better right now. You smile. You look like a human being. Oh
my gosh!
But we can hear you. We can hear you.
Oh, I think it's back. All right. So I was going to tell everybody that's watching about a couple that are out there that I think are like, you should totally dive into for multiple reasons. So the first one I'll throw out there, because you have it on the screen now too, is with Spaces EDU. And Spaces it's like for creating digital portfolio. It's different spaces you can create for like students individually, for groups, class, to like communicate, collaborate. It's great for if you're in person, hybrid, whatever, fully virtual. And they did this campaign, 21 for 21. And so they interviewed 21 different teachers, and I was fortunate enough to be one of them. And so I do have a thing there, like, vote for Ardenae.
Yes.
But you can vote for all of
them.
Like there are 21 different teachers, different stories, and everybody kind of got asked the same questions. And now they have this thing, it's like borrow and share. And so they're highlighting one idea from each teacher, and you click to vote, and they're giving away prizes for every single day. So 21 days. And I think yesterday they had given away Pear Deck. So if you go on Twitter, like I put the link there, you can click and you can vote. Bonnie Nieves, who was on with us a couple weeks ago, is one of them. Trying to think who else offhand. I mean, I could name all of them, but they have the calendar set up. So I forget what today's prize is, but like Monday, you can win an account of Bunsy. So those types of prizes like Pear Deck and Ed Puzzle and Bunsy. I think the Calm app is on there. Lots that you can use in your classroom. So love those. And then the other one, To Know Me, which I love to say the name of it because it's cool to say how it's written. They're doing one because they're wondering about feedback for professional development, like what type of learning do teachers like? And they just so happen to be giving away some copies of my book. So that's not a bad thing either. But it's been really neat to see what everybody's responses are. So you just have to kind of go follow them, like follow them on Twitter, put your response, what kind of PD works best for you. And they're giving those away. And then finally, since I'm throwing these all out there, Ryan's probably like, oh my gosh, she's never going to stop. But there is, for people who know Swivel, which has actually a lot more educators have been using Swivel in their classrooms this year because of the way we've been teaching. But they have some really neat things. They have Synth that you can use for podcasting and for conversations. They're having contests this week, but with Swivel, they do these, it's skilled space. And so it's literally like you go up in space and they have different educators kind of have a conversation like we are, but it's just all audio. And there are a couple of them going on throughout the week. But this week, every day, they've been doing a different giveaway. So they're giving like gift cards to, what is it, the bookshop or something like that. So like, it's great. You can get any books for, students in your classroom or whatever you need. And I don't know. So I just wanted to share those because for teachers who are looking for supplies or who, the funding is tough sometimes. And so coming back to who I appreciate whenever those opportunities exist that we can try to find new things to bring into our classroom. So with that, Rachelle's speech is done.
That's a lot to appreciate.
Yeah, it is. But it's nice to see the excitement of teachers when they're getting these different tools and things to try with the students because it's going to make a difference. So, yeah.
And I'm going to say, so if you're talking about, like, I started doing some collaboration with Schoolitics, and this is their website. I'm just going to put it down there. This is actually super cool for you. Ryan, you might even check this out because it is free for every teacher. It will always be free for teachers, but they would really like to work with districts on how to use their data better. And you were talking earlier about school communities. So we did a live with them in Alice Keeler last night, and I absolutely love their mission and their vision. And I love companies and communities where they are working together, students, parents, educators. It is a school community. So I'll give a shout out to them. Do you use a lot of technology at your school, Ryan?
Say that again. You're breaking up there.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you use like a lot of ed tech, or is that a big thing in your school community?
I think we use some, and I think that when I first got here 5 years ago, ed tech was not a priority. And so we've been bringing it on and making sure that when we use it, we are using it with intentionality and just not as an additional, not just something that's making that it does have the impact that we want to see with our students and the impact on learning. So definitely we have grown a lot and definitely bringing in ed tech. But what I say that we are huge on it, I think we use it in the appropriate ways. Yeah.
Yes, I love that. And it's so important to know what their mission is. Like if their mission embraces equity and it's not just a buzzword and they're really trying to reach all students. And, I know Rachelle and I work with some different companies that we really believe in. So it's so cool. And I love your mission as a school community. You sound like a place I'd like to visit. Your school community does. I appreciate that. That is so cool.
Well,
so kudos to you and your staff.
Thank you. Come on down anytime. You're always.
Yes. Well, hey, if you need an author to read a story, let me know. I would love to, share with your teachers for free, like always.
Awesome. I appreciate it.
So
yeah.
funny.
Well, are you guys ready to have a little bit of some fun?
Absolutely.
Why? What do you got in mind? What?
Don't even. Let's do some would you rather. And I did ask the community, but nobody suggested any teacher appreciation would you rather.
That. Yeah.
But I do have some. I thought of some. And if you guys think of some, and if you're watching, we thank you. We appreciate you. Whether it's YouTube, Twitter, or Facebook, we're so glad. Please chime in. But I have a would you rather teacher appreciation edition. Are you ready?
Awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So, and I'm going to do 3 choices. Like usually we do 2 choices, but I'm doing 3. For teacher appreciation or any day. And would you rather get a mug with the
Mhm.
Starbucks card, would you rather have dark chocolate? Okay. Yes, there's that prompt. Would you rather have dark chocolate? I think that dark chocolate is for adults. I'm sorry, I can't go to milk chocolate. So it's the mug with the Starbucks card, dark chocolate, or would you wish somebody would leave wine at your door, knock on your door, leave it, and run? Which would you rather?
So coffee mug or ding dong ditch the wine. Ding dong ditch and leave the
Yeah.
wine. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll go first. I'm not picking the mug because I have like 300 mugs here. And I'm not going to pick the wine because that would probably give me a headache. So it looks like I'm going with the chocolate because I am an adult. So
A dark chocolate.
I'll take the dark chocolate. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
Yeah. See, I'm not a dark chocolate fan, so that one is out. I'll go with the Starbucks card in the mug.
Oh, wait, it was a
I'm
Starbucks
gonna-
card?
Yeah.
Yes,
No.
Starbucks card in the mug.
And I have a lot. I have a lot of Starbucks cards right now, and I stopped going. I used to go every morning on the way to school, and I stopped going because I became like a Dunkin' Donuts fan. But then when I was in, coincidentally, Nashville, I think I mentioned this last time that Stacy, Kelly, and Sydney had gotten me a Nashville, how they have the mugs at Starbucks, and that's like one of the 2 mugs that I drink out of. The other one is one from Melody for being best cat mom ever.
Yes. Okay, so that makes me think of another one because I know who I am, but who are you? Are you a Dunkin' or are you a Starbucks person? Would you rather Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Starbucks.
I'm in the middle because I also have a lot of money on my Dunkin' Donuts app because once they opened one off of the Turnpike exit when I would go to school, that's when I started going to Dunkin'. And I used to go every day. But I cut that
Or
out.
Krispy Kreme.
Oh, well, now that's funny because my K-Cups are Krispy Kreme.
You are all over it.
But I will tell you that I went to Starbucks, I think like 2 weeks ago in the morning to get something because I have all these cards and I thought, well, I'll get a drink. And then I looked at their menu and I've never really gotten their food there other than like a bagel. But they had this, it's kind of funny. It was a turkey bacon on a muffin, turkey bacon with egg white on a muffin. And in my mind, I was thinking it was turkey with bacon and the egg, but it was turkey bacon. I was very confused when I got, because I was like, wait, this is ham. And then but it was fantastic. It was a pricey sandwich, but I had to
It was
get bars, so.
ham-tastic.
It was ham-tastic, yeah. So I don't know.
I'm going to go with Dunkin'.
Yeah.
If anybody has a hookup with Dunkin' Donuts, please send them to me. Oh, wait, never mind. I don't even know if we have Dunkin' Donuts in Alaska. We don't.
That was the thing for me. Dunkin' Donuts is new here, so I haven't really experienced it yet.
Wow.
I do like it. I mean, I just like coffee in general.
I like donuts. Oh my God, here we go to the food. Would you rather have donuts or would you rather have a omelet or an omelet?
Omelet.
Yeah, omelet.
Sweet or savory? Yeah. I think on most days I would, but right now I feel like having a donut so bad. Like after we end this, I'm going to ask my husband if we could please go get the donuts. And I'm seriously going to do that.
I used to love, like, speaking of Dunkin' and Donuts. Oh, wait. So years ago, wait, you know what I'm getting, right? Okay, hang on. All right. So I got my props. Ryan's probably like, what just happened? Coincidentally, I got these and I can't leave them on that long. But my friend, one of my best friends in high school, her grandmother was working at the Dunkin' Donuts and she always worked the late shift. And so my friend and I would go there and would sit and watch her make the donuts back years ago, whenever they had the commercial where the guy was like, time to make the donuts. But I used to love to eat donuts. And then just as I've gotten older, I don't know, it doesn't bother me. And all the time, like at school, but with this great bakery across the street, and they send in donuts and there's never bagels. And everybody's always like, oh my gosh, donuts. And I am totally not tempted to eat any donuts whatsoever. But now had the question been bagels, I would have gone with the bagels. So Now I
God,
like
I'm learning so much about you.
I like you asking these questions today, so I'm going to let you keep on doing it.
I know. I like it too. I'm going to ask you. You're making me think. Okay, now Erin and we made a meme. She made a meme out of something I said earlier this week. But would you rather eat tacos or hot dogs?
Tacos.
Yeah.
Tacos.
Yeah. I'm going with the tacos too. I've actually eaten a lot of, there's a place that opened up in our town. It's called Gato Taco, and it's a very cute restaurant, and they have really good tacos. We got it last year as takeout, and I wasn't impressed initially because, well, you know, when you get takeout, you don't get quite the same quantity of the food. But then we went in a couple of weeks ago, and it had such a good vibe, and the fact that, you know, taco cat spells the same thing front and backward.
Oh.
Fun fact.
That's okay. You keep making me think of another one. Okay. So would you rather, right now, seriously, would you rather get takeout or sit in a restaurant?
Takeout.
Depends on the restaurant. If it's nice out and has outdoor seating, I'm all over that. And live music, even better. Yeah.
I was gonna say live music for you. Yeah.
See, we haven't been open long enough here in Northern California that I feel comfortable going into a restaurant. So I'm down with just taking my food, go sit in my backyard, and enjoying it with the family.
Yeah. You know, Ryan, something that I do with my kids when we go somewhere, we sit in the car and eat, because it just means that we have to do less at home.
Yeah, that's true.
It's such a lazy hack. We do it all the time. Okay. I had another one in my brain, but it just slipped. Oh my gosh, it was so good. I should have written it down. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to know what kind of music you like, Ryan. Would you rather country, alternative, or 80s?
Country all day, every day. Country all the time. Yes.
I like the country too. So I'm going to ask the question, Ryan, would you rather go to Nashville or to Vegas?
Nashville.
Yes. Yeah. Winning right here.
Definitely.
I know.
Well, you probably could go to Vegas anytime you wanted. Nashville probably seems more like a real trip.
That is true. That is true. I grew up in San Diego, and Vegas was only a couple hour drive away. So I've been to Vegas plenty of times. Nashville, not so many.
Yeah, great place. Love it.
Well, speaking of Nashville, we're going to do an unconference in Nashville in July, I think.
Yep.
Is that late July, Rachelle?
Yep.
So you are invited, Ryan. You seem like a cool person. Like, we could hang. And you know, if you can get someone to watch all your kids, that's always our struggle. You are bring your wife, you know.
Get away.
Yes. Because we miss conferences. Okay, all right. Here's one of our last questions, unless you can think of one that you want to ask. But are you now into virtual conferences or face-to-face conferences? What would you rather?
Face-to-face, but hands down.
Mm-hmm.
Face-to-face, building those connections and having the conversation. Like Rachelle talked about earlier, you know, we met at the Teach Better conference, and that was one of my favorites, just for the interaction of the people. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really what it's about, is connecting with people, having those conversations late afterwards, and just building those relationships that you can continue to call and text people way after the conference. Definitely.
Okay, I lied. I have another one. It's about conferences. Would you rather go to a conference to sit in a class, or would you rather talk to your friends?
I would rather. I mean, come on. I'm just like I was at school. I'd rather talk to my friends.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know a couple of ISTE. Let's see here. Well, the last ISTE in person, when it was in Philly, was an unbelievably busy time for me. And I think I had like 55 things scheduled on my calendar. And I didn't, because I was presenting, and then there were just different, you know how it is. And I didn't actually get to any sessions. I got to go through a couple playgrounds and expo hall, but I valued those times where there were like the meetups or whatever the small events were, or just the informal, the coffee EDU at like 5:30 in the morning with Alice Keeler or something that was happening. But I do like the sessions too. But when it comes to conferences, like I really hope that, especially the larger conferences or even the smaller, that they keep a component of it virtual so that more people do have that capability to join in, because that, I know, it's a barrier for a lot of educators, depending on the time of year and the cost or getting away from work and everything. And so having that component, I think, is important. And I know that for next year, like TCEA, I was filling out a proposal. It is planning to be, in person and virtual. So that's good. I did have one last question for Ryan.
Oh my gosh, we'll go. Let's do this.
I know. So Ryan, last question for you. And it's not a would you rather. It's what things do you have coming up? Like, what are you working on? What's, any big plans for the summer? Any writing, speaking, acting in movies?
Yeah, no. I think that I've been doing a lot of different things over the last year, presenting a lot of virtual events. I just launched a podcast about 2 weeks ago. So the Ryan Sheehy podcast, and that's a new project that I have, just kind of something that I've wanted to do for years, and something, I don't know why, but I was kind of, I don't know, afraid, or I just didn't do it. And so I felt like there was no time better than doing it now. And so I launched that. That's my new project. And this summer, I'll do a lot of speaking and presenting at different conferences and with a lot of organizations and schools. And, for me, this summer is going to be about taking time, getting away with my family as much as I can, and really just rejuvenating so I can come back next year and really kick off our school year in a strong manner, and help everybody around me as much as I can. And so that's what I thrive on, is helping others, whether that be my school, my teachers, or other organizations. And so just having a blast doing that kind of stuff. No new books on the horizon as of yet. Okay. But you never know. Yeah,
never know. Leave us hanging there. So, and I love how you said thrive. Like, I always catch on that word, like thrive. So no, Absolutely. That's good. Sounds like it's busy. Got some awesome things coming up in the podcast. I will have to check it out. So yes. Yeah. Do you have guests on your podcast?
So far, no.
Okay, good. Because you're like me, talking to yourself.
Yeah, that's right. I like to be short and sweet. And so that when you bring in a guest, that makes it a little bit harder for scheduling purposes, right? Mm-hmm. And so as of right now, no. Is it going to happen? Possibly. So my kids kind of help me with some of the production and some of the content. And so it's kind of a fun little project that we're doing as a family. And so we'll see where it goes. We possibly will have some different guests on there as well.
Awesome.
I love that. Well, congratulations for starting that. And I'm just so glad I got to meet you today. You're amazing. And I hope that you continue to do what you're doing and keep touching the lives of others. You've definitely left an impact on me. So it's been a great week, finishing off with an amazing leader. So I hope that everybody who's watching, whether it's right now or the replay, we appreciate you. And we're so glad you're in our community. We will see you on Monday. Any last words before we go? I always ask. I don't want to cut anybody off.
Have a great weekend. Nope. Make time for you.
Yeah, take care, everybody.
Yes.
And, I think I just want to end with saying, thank you. Thanks for all the work that you do, and everybody, each one of you are making that difference in your students' lives, and just keep rocking it.
Totally. I'm telling you, everybody, you're totally rad. I love you. High five. We are sending you the virtual love. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Bye, everybody.